Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope your Christmas was wonderful and that you enjoyed not only Christmas, but most of all your family and friends and loved ones, because that's what Christmas was about, was giving them that time and love and enjoying each other. So now we're just waiting for our new year to start. I hope by then we will have made a bigger group and maybe some impact on some people and ready to make changes for this year. To me, that is very important. I forgot to lift that up. I was wondering, I'm still a little blurred. More so is important is that you hear what I have to say. Tonight, I really want to touch some people and hopefully get you guys to touch some more people and spread the word and share the videos and try to build this group, as I said. To me, it's very important. We need massive change in this world, and we need it now. If we don't, it's not going to be a good world anymore for any of us. Not us, not our children, not our grandchildren, and so on. And I, for one, am not willing to leave. There, I guess I got to scoot up a little bit, then I'm not so blurry. I am not willing to leave my family in a world like that. So I am begging you guys to unite, to understand that there's major issues and that changes need to be made, and they need to be made now. And so I'm going to go ahead and start again, of course, with my notes, because I don't want to leave anything out or miss anything. I don't know which way I should read from, that the light won't blur my face. Let's try this way first. Okay, if you haven't realized it by now, you really need to. None of these governments are really working against each other, nor are they enemies. And we all know that. It's been talked about for many years. There was actually shows on it if you watch true crime shows back probably about 10, 15 years ago. Okay. It's been proven time and time again. They really are working together with each other. Please do your research. So if you haven't seen these programs or documentaries in the past, please look into it. If you want to call us crazy or not believe us or live in your bubble, do your research. Okay? That's all I can tell you. It's very important for us all to know everything we can about our government and what's going on. Again, do your research. What is going on? If you can't see it, look into it. But it's pretty much out there. We know the government is corrupt. We know that people are favored. We know that they have, basically understandings that they look out for one another and that nobody's going to really be punished or charged or do any hard time. Okay, it's all designed to keep us all distracted with the right hand so that we don't know what the left hand is doing. This is a complete puppet show. The whole thing is a puppet show. So, as I've said in my other videos, they do stuff or put acts in place to happen to keep us looking away from them. As they do what they need to do on their end, we're looking over here. And I believe that if you look in every aspect of life, we've been made to have these opinions on people's differences and made to not like them for their differences. And that is crazy, because differences are what make us unique. And nobody has to believe or think in the same way to get along or to be friends or to live together. But that's what the government has implanted in here in everybody. That if we don't have the same opinion and we don't have the same outlooks, then we need to be enemies. Well, why do you think that is? Come on, people. But yet they want us all to think like them. And they want us all to follow what they say and do. So take a good hard look at reality. It's absurd. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. And how do you follow people who love the fact that they can play games with us and try to control us and cause hate between us just for a distraction for them to be crooked and corrupt? I don't get it. I'm not a puppet, and I'm not going to be part of their show. And I'm not going to play the little games. And I dang sure, since I don't want to cuss on here, I'm not going to leave my family in that situation. Okay, the world is run by a bunch of rich and powerful criminals. That's the truth. Who are destroying our world, and also they are stealing our rights to try to control us more and more until we have no rights left. And if you keep allowing this, they will take total control of all of us. I, for one, will not allow that. I hope there are many of you who agree and who are ready to do the right thing and stand up for what is right for us and ready to fight for our rights and our freedoms, because it's coming. And again, like I said, that window is closing fast. So we really need to start uniting and do what we have to do to keep our rights and to keep our freedom. I don't know what else I can tell you, but I'm just going to keep hammering it and banging it in until you guys realize this needs to be done, and it needs to be done now. I guess the sun's going down, so now I'm getting blurry again. I'm sorry. They are putting out surveillance systems out there everywhere, and it's not to keep us safe or give us good communication, as they say. Oh, wait. I jumped ahead because I thought that's what it was going to say on the next page. But it says, or to give us good communication, as most of us already know. But they are doing it to protect themselves, watch us, and to control everybody else. That's what is really happening. And if you don't simply face it for I think that's supposed to say. I'm sorry. Let me start over. And that is what is really happening. And if you don't simply face it, or you don't see it yet, you don't want to. And you don't want to see it yet. You really need to start. You need to see it for what it is. This is where all of our problems lie, is that people think they need to be politically correct all the time and simply not call out things for what they really are. People always want to say the safe version of what they feel. Or instead of what they feel, they don't want to say something because of the way they will be judged. So they say what they know others want to hear instead of what they truly feel, even if it's the truth. So people won't tell you how they feel because they're so afraid of being attacked and judged, which you see a lot of everywhere now, even on YouTube. If you don't say what other people want you to say or want to believe, or you disagree with them, you are completely attacked. And it's went beyond attacking people. It's literally went so much further, and to where it's been harassment, bullying, etc. And that's in everyday life. And I don't understand where people feel that that's okay, or that they should be able to get away with that. It actually makes you a very disgusting person to do things like that. And it's sad that everybody feels like they have to say what other people want to hear instead of being able to say what you feel and what you mean. It's absolutely insane. And nobody should have to say something they don't feel is true and they don't believe in just to please others. So, again, that all has to stop. And we shouldn't even be doing that to appease the political aspects of this situation and our government. It's absurd. We all have the right to have different opinions. We all have the right to speak our truth. We all have the right to believe what we want to believe and feel what we want to feel. And we shouldn't be judged or punished or attacked or bullied for any of that. Yet it goes on every day. And why? Because we've been taught and brainwashed to believe that it's wrong to be different. But yet, again, like I said in other videos, we all bleed red. We're all mixed races. We've all dipped our toe in different religions, and we find out where we fit the best, and that's our opinion, and that's our right, and that's where we should be able to go where we feel comfortable and shouldn't be judged by anybody for any of those. But yet we are. And that needs to stop. And we need to realize we're all human people and of the human race, and we all need to unite and live peacefully. There's no reason why we as citizens should not be able to live in peace and get along and not judge people for their differences. I mean, I think we've become so far ahead of that. And you see it in households all around America and other countries. How many other countries are in a relationship or married to an American? How many Americans are marrying people from other countries? I mean, there's no stop in the mixing that we've done within our races and our nationalities and just as human beings. So what does it matter what we believe in religiously, who we're with, what color we're with? That's long gone. So why are we still fighting over these differences? Why? Because our government wants us to. That way we're not watching what they are doing. Okay, enough of my ranting. People are too scared to actually stand in their own personal power and simply saying what they feel and that it's what you should do. If they did that, we all could be and would be, if they did that, we all could and would make a really big difference. We all need, I am losing my light now. And I'm going to have to turn on some lights. I'm sorry, because I don't want to read this wrong or look like I can't read. My eyes just aren't good, like I've said in other videos, and my light is going. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel that that's what you should do. Okay, if they did that, we all could and would make a really big difference. We all then could also inspire other people to do the same, which is what I am trying to do here. We all need to inspire others to speak out and start standing up for themselves as well. One of the main problems is that people don't really acknowledge, or they're not prepared to acknowledge, the fact that all of that really exists in this world, here in our society, are other people. Okay. That's really the problem. You know, like the people that we believe to have authority over us don't. They're just people writing this stuff down on paper and calling it war. And we go along with it because we believe we should. But very often it causes us to step outside of our normal compass to do so. And all this law does is cause harm anyways. So why do we really go along with it? That is the question. Why? I would like you to answer some of those questions in the comments below. Why do we go along with it? Why do we continue to follow what we know is wrong? When are you going to stand up and say enough is enough? And the reason is because we've just forgotten that. It's just people. And not only is it just people, but in reflection, such as people. And not only is it just people, but in relation to the government, they are people that we actually employ to do things. That is not really what they're doing, is what I meant to write. So we employ them to do a job, which again, like I've said in other videos, has been flipped. And now they do what they want to. They write down on pieces of papers and they make these laws and they make these rules that we are supposed to follow. And yet we just do it. We don't question it. We don't fight it. We're not allowed to fight it anymore. We're not allowed to stand up for ourselves anymore. We just have to go along with it. But in reality, no, we don't. We put the government in effect. Our ancestors, like I said a long time ago, our ancestors did that for us. They were supposed to do a certain job. Not only did they flip it, but they took so much control and power and feel like they have now gained all the control and power, and now are using it to bully us and rob us and take advantage of us. And we just sit back and go, okay, because we're just the little people. No, we're not. We are the citizens. We are the people. We are the bosses of the government. Why are you bowing to the government like they are the boss of you? Because without us, they are nobody. Who are they going to run? Themselves? A lot of smaller countries at peace, they know, their government knows, if they pissed off their people, and their people turn on them, they're in big trouble. But we've been brainwashed that that's not true here, that we're supposed to fear and be afraid to stand up for what we believe in and stand up for our rights. And yet, that's not the truth. We are able, and we should be willing to do so. And we should not allow anybody to take anything from us. And we need to stand up for what is ours before it's too late and we have nothing left. Okay. I'm sorry. There's something in my left eye that's been messing with me too. I feel like I got a hair in there or something. Give me 1 minute. Okay. We actually employ these people to manage infrastructures, and they are doing exactly the opposite of what we employ them to do. And now that power is being consolidated into the smart grid. It's all looking very bad. And the problem is not technology, it is who is controlling the shift into this technology future. Let me get a drink real quick, excuse me. I mean, in a good world, in a world where things were open and transparent, and we had some form of honesty in government, trust, or they were doing the right things for us and what they were really supposed to be doing for us, etc. If we were going to have government at all, then a smart system wouldn't be bad. It would be very beneficial for us. A digital cashless society wouldn't even be bad. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with technology. What is wrong is who is in control of the world at the moment. And you need to step back and look at the world as a stage and look at this and realize that what I've just outlined for you is the same in every single country, because that should be the clincher right there. Just that realization. If you don't want to understand global politics and really understand how things work, you need to get the concept of enemies out of your head. There are no enemies. None of these governments are actually working against each other. They're all working with each other. It's really easy to see. I mean, if you step back and look at it, it's a closed shop. This whole political system is a closed shop. It's who wants to pretend to be the enemy today, so they can pretend that there is a threat to their nation, so that the people need government, or believe they need government. Anyways, that's the way it works. This is a complete puppet show, and the whole thing is a puppet show. And what it's all for is to bring about the concept that we actually need government, and so the government can do exactly what it is doing. It's all leading towards the same agenda, and all of this stuff has been leading to this right from the beginning. It's all about the smart grid, and it's always been about the smart grid. And all the governments have been colluding to do this right since the beginning. This has been the real plan all along. They are all working together. You need to see this, people. Fact is, the world would be much better and a much better place, and far better, if these people were not in the positions of power. Our problem is that we don't simply call things for what they are. Look at the world. Look at what the government does. Everyone should really question that. Everyone should really question that. What does the government really do? What do they do? But besides make our lives harder, drain us of our money, try to steal our properties, right now take everything from us, even stop us from working. And as long as they keep doing that, they're going to, put us in the ground, and they're going to steal everything we own. And then what? As they send us these small little stimulus checks that are supposed to pay for the months we've been out of work. For those who have been out of work for months and months and months. People have been thrown out of their homes. They can't afford food or shelter or anything. And what is, $600 to $1,200 going to do for them? Come on. Like I even said in my other videos with the student loans that they're not supposed to be collecting, but they are. They're going after people. Anybody with bills they're going after and evicting people. Come on, they're putting you in a position, and you're going to see in my notes. Okay. Have a good look at your life and ask, what does the government do for you? They always say they are doing this stuff for us. But what does the government actually do for us? Look at your life and really analyze it. Look at all the control they have put over you. All the BS rules. How they can take all of your money and all of your taxes and the code enforcement payments you have to pay to do something and get permission to do something to your own home that you own. This is yours. This is yours. Or they find a way to steal your home and your belongings and so much more. How we end up in all of the states of hardship all over the place. The basis of your problem really is that we think we're just little people. We are not just little people. All that exists in this world are people. All that exists in our society system are people. All that exists in our governments are people. Now we have this concept of authority. We have this concept what the system is, but the system is just an idea. It's just an idea that someone put into motion. It's an idea that someone had. It's resonated with other people. They put it into motion, and we ended up where we are. And the people that are running it are putting their plans, not ours, their plans into motion. From our plans, it went to their plans. And they are continuing to do so for generations upon generations. This is a multinational, multi-generated, sorry, I lost the place, cable that has been putting this system into place for a very long time. And during this process, we forget more. We've forgotten that we are people too. We the people. And we are not just some little people. There are no such things as little people. All people have value. And no people have any more value than anybody else. The whole concept of rule is the whole concept of government. The whole concept of royalty. The fact that people claim that they have the right to rule others by bloodline. That is completely absurd. That is egotism taken to the next level. Due to actually believing you have the right to lord over other people because of your blood. Who the hell do you think you are? And that's a question we just don't ask people. Who the hell do you think you are? That's what we should ask the government when they come to ask things of us and ask or make us do things. We should simply ask who they think they are, because they are our employees and we don't employ them to do what they are doing. But we'll be going to court. We don't do any of that sort of stuff. If they ever come for us, you know we do. I'm sorry. Any of sort of stuff. If they ever come for us, you know we go to court and get someone else to speak for us. We plead, we beg, we do all these things. We never simply ask the question of who do you think you are? Why do you think that this legislation you're putting in place has any effect over me? Why do you believe that you have the right of ownership over me? Why do you bring me in here to cause harm against me? Why do you believe you have the right to do this? Who gave you that right? Who are you anyways? You are just someone that we appointed to power. How can you believe that you have such a right of ownership over another human being? What do you believe gives you that power for this? What do you believe you get it from government? Well, where does the government get its power from? It gets it from the people, us. Wake up, it's us. Okay? Get it from the people. You need to just ask the question, who are you people? And who do you think I am? Why do you think I am your slave? That's the thing. There is no such thing as little people. Everything about this society trained us to think we are little people, but we are not, because there are no little people. There is just people. That is the cause of so many of our problems, our failures, to really perceive who we really are. You have fear of everything you are, in fear of authority. We're in fear of government. We're in fear of the system coming for us. But ultimately, we're in fear of ourselves. You're in fear of ever really expressing ourselves. In fear of ever realizing the power that we have, because that might mean we have to take responsibility for things, like our own lives, perhaps. This whole world situation, or perhaps what our politicians are getting away with, due to our failure to take responsibility for ourselves. But if a fear thing, it's been ingrained into us. It happens through generations upon generations of programming, subliminal programming, unconscious programming, indoctrines. It's taking a long time to get us to this point. And so there's no real easy fix for this. It's going to take a little bit of time to lead us back to a point of safety that is really what we need to be focused on. Finding that point of safety. We don't even need a plan for what the new system should be. If we've even need a system at all, what we need to do is to find what we can do and stop this one. So what's going on right now needs to be stopped now. We don't need to plan for tomorrow and put another system into place tomorrow, but we do need to stop the control and possibly our enslavement right now. That can't wait. This system from moving any further into this smart grid and give ourselves a chance to regroup. Get ourselves to a point of safety so we can regroup, so we can formulate some plan which will lead us to freedom. Freedom that we deserve. Well, most don't know because we've never really been free. We've never had freedom. Not anywhere that I can find in the human experience. We've had very little pieces of some freedoms, but not freedom. Okay. If you go in, if we go and hide in the woods, maybe camping or something of that nature, and pretend the rest of the world does not exist or something, perhaps we were free then. And you feel free when you go camping or somewhere, like that. You feel free, and you hate to return home at the end of it. But we never really have been free. And imagine what it would be like if we were free and we had access to all of the technologies we have got now, all of the knowledge that we have gotten now. Imagine if the human race suddenly found itself free in the middle of all of this. Imagine what we could achieve. It could be quite an incredible future if we would just pay attention to what is actually happening around us and seize the crisis that we are in as one of the greatest opportunities we have ever had for freedom, because now we can see the system. It's all laid bare, and one of the biggest allies that you've got, one of the biggest assets, you got is the people around you. I start to get dry and then my lip starts sticking. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. If we could just put down our stuff with each other and unite with our communities, just get to know your neighbors, to put common unity back into your local communities so you can all stand together against this system. Every idea that ever happened, every problem that we have faced, everything that has ever happened to the world doesn't matter. Whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing, every single thing that has happened in regards to this system, into the social system, the economic system, any war, any great invention, anything that has ever happened that has been created from the hands of man, ultimately came from the spark of an idea within the middle of a single person. It was just an idea that they had. They expressed that idea. They put that idea into action, into motion, into resonated with others, and it became a reality for the entire world because they put it into motion. But ultimately, it was just an idea. That's what this system is. That's what government is. Just an idea that was built and then used against us. It's just an idea. Someone had an idea of how he could control everyone. They started putting this little thing into motion. This little sorry. I don't want to pronounce that wrong again. Heretical. My tongue's tied. Anyways, thing. This little leadership thing that people started following because that's what people do. Isn't it funny when you get stuck on pronouncing a word and then you just can't get it? So sorry. But it made you laugh through all the seriousness. Okay. It's just a farce. It's a complete farce. I mean, how did we ever do this? How did we ever let things get this far? That we allowed the world to get to this state that it's in? How did we ever lose the power that we had to such an incredible degree? Really? Such an incredible... Of course, it's because of fear. The fear of facing authority. But really, the fear of facing ourselves. It's there in everybody. That ability to make change. That ability to really express yourself. Yourself. Only this system trains you that you can't do that. But you can now. The time that we can, there's so many tools here that we can use. But the most important tool is ourselves and the realization of ourselves. All the world is a stage, and we've just forgotten what we are. We've been trying to look at things through a completely skewed perceptive. Most people's concept of the world comes from what they are given by the international media, the mainstream media, and it's all an illusion. It's all rubbish. Like I said earlier, none of these governments are enemies. They all work together and they're all working towards a common agenda. But the question is, what are people doing with the information? What are they doing What are they... I'm just checking out somebody who pulled up. I'm sorry. Okay. What are people doing with this information? What they are doing is they are sitting back and they are waiting for forces within the government to fix these problems. But they're not going to. And this is what I talked to you about in my other video. You can put any politician you want in the White House, in Congress, in your government, as a governor, senator, whatever. Nobody is looking out for you. Nobody in those positions really cares. They're using the positions for themselves, not for you. Nobody's going to take those seats and change anything for us. I don't know why people continue to believe that after year after year after year after year and so on of lies, manipulations, and nothing happening and nothing changing and nothing getting better for you or me or any of us. Nobody's going to step into any of those positions and save us. The only people who are going to save us are us. Okay? Get that through your heads, because it's the truth. Stop believing that somebody's going to step into that seat in the White House and change it. And Biden has proven that by saying, oh, Congress isn't going to, let anything through for me, so I just give up, basically. So what's his point in being there? The paycheck. Sitting there for 4 years and do nothing, like a lot of them have. And nothing is going to change, except things for us are. The things for us are going to change because they're going to keep taking our jobs, keep locking us in our houses, keep taking our rights, keep telling us what to do until we are completely dependent on them. And then they are going to enslave us. Get ready. If you're not going to fight, get ready. I'm not going to let it happen to me or mine. And I will go down fighting. But if you're willing to give up your rights, you don't deserve them. So you people who want to stand with me, join. Please. For your own sakes. For your family's sakes. Okay. But they are not going to. Of course they are not going to. Why? Would you think that the government, which is the institution that has created the problem, is going to be there, is going to be where the solution comes from? All of the world is a stage, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is what it seems, and everything is leading to the same point. It really is. And it's imperative that people pay attention, because there is a window of opportunity for us. Here for us, right now. Right now, guys. Right now, we need to start uniting. But if we allow the window to close, it's going to close very tightly shut. And it would be a shame to allow that to happen. But I do think we do have a huge window of opportunity, and I am seeing huge waves of awareness in people, at least shaking the sleep out of their eyes. And I see it. I see it with the activists. I see it with the YouTube channels. I see it in conversations. I see it on postings. So I see a lot of people are changing the way they're looking at this today. So I hope all of you start waking up with the rest of us and join us. And realizing that something is terribly wrong. It's just that people are often looking for the solution in the wrong places, which you've been doing for generations now. So I hope you're ready and willing to take another look at another way and stand by each other and do what is needed, and doing the right thing for once. It's definitely not in any politician or the government. No. The reality is that the solution is you. Surprise! It's you. It's all of us united. Come on, guys. It's time to unite. The answer is us, the citizens. Wake up. Come on. The answer is us. And if we don't unite and stand together and take back what is ours, it's going to be a very sad ending for all of us and our families. And can you imagine letting this opportunity go and leaving your children and grandchildren in such a horrible future, that's what you really need to think about. Seriously, I am being very serious on that statement. It's your children and your grandchildren you want to leave better off, not worse off. The solution is each one of us simply standing in who and what we are. You know, the solution is in realizing that there is no such thing as little people and simply questioning the actions of those who believe they control us. You know, the problem is we try to battle the police on the side of the road or do something through the mechanism of the corrupt legal system. We never simply stand together and ask the right questions. Who the hell do you people think you are anyways? We just don't ask that. We never look at the people that we are dealing with and just as just being people. So, I hope you guys got something out of this tonight. I hope you guys realize that we're not the little people, and we're not just little people that the government can just keep pushing around. We're all people. No matter if you're a government official, the freaking president of the United States, a governor, senator, no matter who they are, they have the same power as we do, honestly. It's just that people have chosen to give them more, and they've chosen to keep taking more power. And that's not the way this works. And we've been railroaded by the people we are supposed to entrust. And they have taken advantage of their positions for way too long. When does it stop? I believe only when we stop it. If not, again, our future looks very dark. And our futures for our families, our babies, their babies, looks very dark. So please believe in yourself and believe in us and unite. And let's make a stand and take back what is ours. Because if we don't, again, tomorrow's a very dark tomorrow. Once they take all of our livelihoods and they close America down and you have no jobs and no income and you're totally relying on the government, they have total control of you. And I will never give them that satisfaction. And I will never give them the right to take anything else from me. They can take our homes right now because you can't make your mortgage payment because they've taken your jobs, then your cars, and your way to buy food for your children. If they haven't already, they will. And once they have us all sucked into that situation, they have total control. And you wonder why people were fighting to keep their jobs and to not be locked down in their houses. And they were fighting the government in certain states on that. Because some of these people knew once they were jobless, they had nothing else. They were going to lose everything. Can you imagine being in that position? Because if you can't, get ready to, because they're going to do it to you too. And you're going to lose everything. The only people who are going to stay standing are the ones who are rich, powerful, and well off. Who have the kind of money to outstand this lockdown, this job being taken from the small people. They're not us. And they don't care. They still sit in their mansions, happy, fed, clothed, plenty of money in the bank. Do you see any of them reaching out to us to help us? Most of us who are still working are waiting for them to try to shut our jobs down. Because then who's going to pay my taxes at the end of the year on my house? And then they want to take my house? And I own my house outright. Or am I supposed to take out this huge loan that I'll pay off forever in interest to pay my taxes this year while I'm out of work? And then they close my loan. And they come after me for that. And then they take my house. Come on, people. It's time to stand up for what is yours. We own what we own, and it's ours. And they don't just get to come take it away because they shut everything down. Who gives them the right to come take your home? Especially when it's paid off, or your car, or your belongings. Or put you in a situation that somebody else can come take it because they've stopped allowing you to be able to make money to pay your bills. Get ready, it's coming. Wake up. You better get ready to do something now before it happens. This has been a plan for a long time, and people used to say, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Here it is. Wake up. See it, because it's here. And if you think it's going to stop here, you better think again. It's going to keep getting worse as long as you allow it to keep getting worse. It's time to take our rights and our power back. Please believe that. Okay, guys, I'm going to get on to my next video and hopefully start making that. But this one, I'm going to leave you with that thought. I think that's the most valuable thought I can leave you with. Look at where you are today. Look at where we are today and how close you are to losing everything. And then tell me it's not real. God bless us all. I hope we all learn we need to unite, stand together, and make this change for all of us and our families that are coming into this world at this time or going to eventually come into this world. And the future you want to leave them is a bright one, not a dark one. So please think about that. Jump on here, join our group, subscribe, hit the subscribe button so you can be connected. And eventually, when I get up in numbers, we will start doing some lives and start talking and discussing this together. So please start growing this group. Subscribe and share to your friends and your families, and let's figure out our next step. All right? God bless and good night. Take care.